How you doing, YouTube? Hi, this is Michael DeLoa with Going Golfing Custom Clubs and Repair out of Scottsdale, Arizona. And this has been a long time coming. Got this video up on the most important component of your golf. Now, I'd like to apologize. It took so long to get this out. A lot of people were asking me, what do I think about shafts versus clone clubs versus name brands? I'm just sorry to announce that some of you who've been here who haven't seen me in a while, my father Sam, he passed away November 28, 2017. He had a stroke back in July of 2016, and the last 16 months he was in a wheelchair, and there was nothing we could do. I helped him out as much as I could. It was up to me to move him around the house and take care of him, but he passed away November 28th, and the last 3 months, you wouldn't have recognized him. He went through hell. He really did. He went through hell. So now, I'm kind of getting through this, and this is the new year. Today is, January 12th, 2018. And we're starting the new year off right, and we're trying to move forward, and, we're going to kind of move along and get everything done the correct way. So today we're going to talk about the most important component of your golf clubs. And I'm just going to be honest with everybody out there. I don't care if you're playing with a name brand, and I don't care which name brand. It could be Callaway, TaylorMade, Ping, Cobra. You could be playing with the Mizunos. You could be playing with Wilson clubs. Cleveland, Adams. There's all kinds of Nike. If you're still playing with those clubs, even though they're not making them anymore, or if you're playing with a clone club or a different name brand. And let me explain. In my last video, name brands or clones versus name brands, there are no different in the clubs other than the way they look. It's how you swing and how you make contact with the ball. If you leave your face open, you're going to push the ball to the right. If the ball's going to go to the right with a spin, and you're going to have the fade. If you close the club at impact, and then you're going to have induce a draw. Okay? Now, if you hit it straight on and you hit it clean, then you're going to hit the ball straight. It's the person swinging the club. Okay? That's the one thing. Okay? Number two is what type of shafts you should have. Okay? This right here is the downloadable swing index for people looking for clubs. And I'm going to look at, the iron ones first. And the iron ones, we do a swing speed, okay? And the swing speed is going to tell me what type of shaft you should have. Based on certain numbers, this is the shaft you should have. This is the actual component that will propel the ball down the fairway with the correct flex, ball flight, and consistency that you should have in your club. It's the golf shaft. Now, for those of you who are out there, let's say you have a swing speed of, let's say, 80 miles an hour. What I have. I play with the Apollo Aculite 85 regular flex. Okay? It's built at 77 miles an hour for a regular flex. But if I swing 80, if you go up 3 to 5 miles an hour, that's 80 to 82. That's the middle of the shaft is what I'm looking for consistency. To get the correct ball flight, the softness, and everything else in them. Okay? That's what we're looking for. And that's what you should be looking for. To get properly fitted for a set of irons, you need to have a swing speed. Now, let's say you're out there and you hit your drives. Now, for those of you who are trying to figure out you don't have a meter or a swing meter, let's say you hit a drive 250 yards. Divide 250 by 3. Okay? That's 84.25 miles per hour. Okay? That'll put you at 250 yards. That is your swing speed for an iron, for your driver. Okay? About 82 miles an hour. Now, with your irons, you're probably swinging right around 70 miles per hour with an iron. That's just an educated guess. In that case, you should be an Apollo Aculite 75 regular flex right around 70 miles an hour, because you're probably going to kick it up to about 73 to 74 miles an hour, and that's where you should be at. Now, if you're swinging faster than that, let's say you went to you came to me, and we put you on the Medicus power meter, and we put you on that and figured out how fast you were swinging, and you were swinging, let's say, 93 miles an hour. Now, if you're swinging 93 miles an hour, you're going to get an entirely different type of shaft. You're probably going to be looking at a Dynamic Gold S300, and that's on the bottom of this page, right over here. Okay? Dynamic Gold, True Temper, and if you come over there, it's telling you how fast you swing for that particular shaft. Now, all these shafts are over here are for different swing speeds. That's why when you see the golf tournaments, the professional and the ladies, you see FST, KBS, or you'll see the ribbed with a little logo or a little label on it. That's the True Temper. Okay, Project X is made by True Temper. True Temper also makes the Apollo shafts. So Apollo, True Temper, and Project X are all made out of one company, which is True Temper. Okay. Now there's KBS, Project X. You got UST Mamiya Competition Series, which are graphites, but for most of the men, we're going to stick with steel. And that's what we're looking for, the correct steel shaft for you. Now, you're not going to just jump on any True Temper shaft or any Apollo shaft or KBS shaft or FST shaft. We're looking at grams. The gram of the shaft has a lot to do with what you should be swinging, all right, and your swing speed. So I'm swinging 82 miles an hour. I can physically find an 85-gram shaft anywhere on the market and play with that because that's the shaft that I swing with Apollo. Now, I could get the GS85 through True Temper, which is going to cost me a little bit more, or I can get the Apollo Aculite 85, which is identically the same shaft, has a higher ball flight than the GS85. The GS85, I believe, has a mid to high ball flight, or a mid ball flight, and the Apollo Aculite 85 has a high ball flight, which is what I need. I want a higher ball flight. I'm not losing any distance, but when the ball hits onto the green, it lands soft enough and puts a nice divot where my ball's about 18 to 24 inches from divot to where it comes to rest. So, we're looking at that right there. Okay? Now, if you swing a little faster than that, let's say you're swinging 85 to 90 miles an hour. You could probably fit into a 95 to 100 to 105 gram shaft. Anything above that, you're looking at 105 to 110 gram shaft, 110 to 115 gram shaft for like close to 97 miles an hour. Anything faster than that, you're going to get in the 120 to 130 gram shaft. But for practical purposes, let's talk about the average golfer who swings right around 85 miles an hour, who's, let's say, in their late 30s to mid-40s, who are going to have a nice swing speed, and we're going to try to get the right shaft. Now, the biggest problem I get from customers, they come over here and say, oh, hey, my buddy plays with disc clubs, and he's hitting them really well, so I want the same exact shaft that he has. All right. How fast does he swing? He swings a lot faster than you, so we can get the same shaft, but let's get a different weight shaft so it fits you custom shafts, not a guessing or something that, because somebody else has it, I want to buy it shaft. It doesn't work that way. All right? So the most important thing is trying to get the correct weight shaft based on your swing speed. If you're swinging 67 miles an hour, you're probably going to be either a graphite or an Apollo 75-gram shaft, and that's going to be a regular flex. And if you swing slow enough, we could probably put you, don't even tip the shaft, and put you into an A flex, which would be an amateur flex, and that'll work too. But the most important thing is what we're looking for is to get the correct shaft. Shaft and ball flight and consistency is everything what we were looking for in the golf shaft. Now, you can play with a knockoff. And let's say I play with the Dynacraft Prophet CB irons. All right, I got the Apollo Aculite 85 shaft on there in my club. My clubs have the now the Pure Grip DTX midsize grip on it blue. They're a great shaft. I got a great grip, and the heads are great. And I'm hitting my 8-iron. Actually played about a week or so ago, and I'm hitting my 8-iron about, close to about 165, 167. I'm not hitting it the 175 yards I was hitting it. The year and a half that I was out of golf, dealing with my dad, that took a toll on me, and we're still just trying to move forward with that. But it's all about the shaft, because I swing 80 miles an hour. That 77 mile an hour shaft in the middle of that, where the mean or the middle, that's going to give me the correct ball flight consistency. Now, let's say you swing in 67, you're going to get the Apollo Aculite 75 regular flex. That's going to give you a high ball flight, because the slower you swing, you want a higher launch and ball flight. The faster you swing, you want to go from high to mid ball flight to a low ball flight, because you're swinging so hard that ball is going to take off on you when you're swinging in your 90 mile an hour range, and that's when you're going to get the higher ball flight that looks higher, but you're just killing it because you're tall, you're young, and you're strong. For people that are like me, I'm going to be 54 come this year. We're looking for mid to high ball flight, and what that's going to do is give you not the warm burners, but the higher ball flight and more consistency and length and distance. So that's what we're looking for, is the weight of the shaft based on a swing speed. Okay, you can download the Horico Swing DSFI from their website and find out how fast you swing. You can determine that by taking how far you hit your drives, divide that by 3, and then minus about 10 to 15 miles per hour for iron. And then you can look through there and say, hey, you know what, I'm a mid-tempo, I should have this shaft, and then go compare it to what you have on your golf clubs. All right? The heavier the shaft, just because, well, I'm a stiff flex, well, let me tell you about that. You could be a stiff flex at 85 gram or a regular flex at 95 to 100 grams. And what's the difference? The weight of the shaft. And the heavier the shaft, the regular flex on 105 is probably going to be stiffer than an 85 gram stiff flex. Trust me, I know. All right? So 85 stiff flex and a 95 gram regular flex are going to be closer to one another, and that's determined on how fast you swing. 85 or 95 gram stiff flex is probably very similar to 105 to 110 gram regular flex, and that could be KBS or FST. I believe KBS has 90 and 100 gram shafts, so if people don't want to play with an Apollo shaft, we can go in that direction and build them for you. But the most important thing is getting the right shaft based on your swing speed. So it's not if that you're a stiff flex and you want to posture yourself out there. When people leave my shop, they kind of tell their friends that, hey, it's not that it's stiff flex or regular flex. These shafts are dynamically fit to my swing speed. Now, they can be a 100 gram shaft, which may be a regular flex, or it could be a 95 gram, which is a stiff flex. Now, what do you want in your game? I want to go out and say, well, I'm a stiff flex and play a lousy round of golf because you weren't fitted correctly, because your ego is too, huge. Or you want to say, you know what, I'm a regular flex. I've probably been a regular flex my whole life unless I went to a light graphite shaft or the Apollo Aculite 75. And even then, would that shaft fit me? Probably not, because it's not stiff enough, it's too light. The slower you swing, that will fit. The faster you swing, the heavier the golf shafts get up. So let's kind of put a conclusion onto this. When you're looking at golf shafts, how fast you swing will determine the type of shaft you should have. Regular, stiff. The weight of the shaft, 85, 90, 95, 100. Then you have a 105 gram shaft. You have 110 gram shafts, and those are all KBS, FSTs, and True Tempers. And True Temper, the Dynamic Gold S300s, they get heavier as they go along. They go up to 120, 125, even 130 gram shafts. You got a 130 gram stiff flex shaft, you best be swinging 95 to 100 miles an hour with a 5-iron. Because if you're not, then don't play with it. Get the right shaft for you. Look at what you're swinging at to get the right shaft. Shafts are the most important component next to the grip. Okay, mid-size or standard or jumbo, but the shaft is going to give you the correct consistency and accuracy and ball flight that you deserve when you're playing golf. So don't let your ego get in front of you and say, hey, I'm a stiff flex. You may not be. Or you may be a stiff flex on a lighter shaft. Okay? And that lighter shaft may not be the correct ball flight for you. It might be, and it may not be, depending on how fast you swing. I would have to have you over here. We'd have to look at the book and take a good hard look and say, hey, you're swinging this, you should have a mid to high ball flight. If you're swinging in 93 to 95, then we can look at a low to mid to mid ball flight shaft to give you more distance and consistency in your game. But the slower you swing, you're going to get a mid to high launch shaft, and you should, to give you more distance, because you don't want to hit a worm burner and lose distance on the friction by going through the grass, the mud, and the water, depending if you're an early morning or an afternoon person, depending on when you play. But the shaft, don't let your ego eat you up because you say, oh, I'm a stiff flex. You may not be. You could be on a lighter shaft. But get the right shaft. And if you're a regular flex, tell your friends, hey, these are dynamically fit to me and my swing speed and my length. Just because they're a name brand doesn't mean they're going to be the best club for you. I played with a guy that just bought the PXG clubs, and I'm not going to tell you how much they cost. Whoa. His 5-iron, he was hitting his 5-iron, and he swings very similar to my speed. Okay, I was hitting my 6-iron further than he was hitting his 5-iron. And he couldn't believe it. And I gave him my 6-iron and said, listen, hit my 6-iron and hit your 5-iron with the same ball that you're hitting, and let's see what the distance is. And he went out and he was hitting them, and my ball was about 5 to 7 yards further than the PXG's. And he said they claimed that he got fitted. He got fitted wrong. All right, they didn't build him right. And those are expensive clubs. Same thing with the Ping company downtown. I have a tailor-made club here that was built overseas at Vietnam, a 6-iron, which my 8-iron hit 3 yards further than at Paradise Valley Golf Course on the 11th hole, which is 170 yards. That's a 6-iron. I hit my 8-iron back in 2016 further than I hit that one, and I got people to back that one up on that one. These other clubs out there on the market, you got to get the right shaft. Now, I could turn around and put the right shafts in there and probably get my distance back. Probably not. It's all about the way they build their clubs. They're not that good. Name brands are just a name brand versus a clone club, which is going to be just as good as a name brand. So trust me. Get the right shaft for you and get a club. And if you want to spend a little extra on a knockoff or a different name brand, do so. My club heads run $845 per head. The blades, I think, are $1145 per head. If you're looking for the Acer XVs, right now they're $715 per head. Depending on the shaft and everything else that you want to spend your money on, that's the direction you want to go. The shaft. Get the right shaft based on your swing speed. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're looking at this video and you're saying, okay, how fast do I swing? Let me see if I got the right shaft. Go to the Horico website and download the Dynamic Shaft Fitting Index. See how fast you swing by you drive it, how far you hit a drive. Divide that by 3, minus 10 to 12 miles per hour, and that'll give you your iron swing speed. Now, based on that, you should be able to do it, and I think Horico may be, depending on the driver, I think they're doing the driver swing speed. So if you're hitting your drive, 280, divide that by 3, that'd be 90-something miles an hour, and then the irons are also based on the wood swing speed, but it's an iron speed. Trust me on that one, it's the same thing. You're swinging slower, but they did it because people don't have iron swing speed available to all fitters. I do. I have a Medicus Power Meter. It goes on any 5-iron. You measure the length, put it on, you swing, and there's your miles per hour right there. So when you're looking at that, have an open mind. Don't let your ego get in the way, because that's the biggest problem everybody has is, I'm a stiff flex. You may not be. You may be an A-flex. You could be an A-flex in a 115-gram shaft versus a 95-gram stiff flex. But you may hit the A-flex at 105 or 110 grams better than you hit the 95-gram stiff flex. Okay? Don't let your ego get in the way. It's all about feel and consistency. So, on that note, if you have any questions, please subscribe to my channel. Send me a message. Here's my number, 602-531-8839. This is what I do for a living. Going Golfing, Custom Clubs and Repair, www.gongolfn.com. Or you can email me at goinggolfin1, GONGOLFN, the number 1, at gmail.com, and I'll be more than happy to respond to you. You can respond and comment here. I want to thank you very much. Once again, don't let your ego get in the way. Get the right shaft, because that shaft is the most important component in your bag. Have a nice day. Happy New Year. Good luck and best wishes to everybody. And thank you for watching my video.